Raw to the bone. Happy Tuesday, y'all. I know I kept hitting the snooze button. I got a late start on my workout, on my TikTok live. Everything was behind. But I'm here, y'all, to give y'all the positive read of the day, get your Tuesday started, and to tell y'all that we're still moving with love and peace, and we're still out here healing. But I'm going to start y'all out with the positive vibes because I always say it's going to be a what?
Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food
Ooh,
in
hot
you.
flash.
Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Set your affirmations, aspirations. Hey, I got shit to do. The aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. What? Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason.
What?
Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, y'all. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, y'all. Negative thoughts are poison that ride.
Hey.
Head full of thoughts, so here come the cloud.
Hey.
They'll never stop unless I can swap
All the bad for the good in my head.
when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive vibes are overtaken. I got patience, one day at a time. It's how you operate a cadence. So flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up,
Hey,
today's gonna be a
Reginald.
good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up,
Today's gonna be a good day.
wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Hey. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Yes, another day. We have been granted another day. If you are up and you see this live, or even if you watch it later, that means that you have been given another day to go through your trials and tribulations, whatever they are, whatever they might be. And this is what I remind myself, no matter how hard the days seem, right? I'm here and I'm experiencing the day. All right, which means that God granted me another day to get through what I need to get through. And I'm thankful for that. I'm very thankful for that. And so that's why when people say to me, how do you wake up in the morning with so much energy, so much positivity? I love your vibe. You're always jamming. That's because that's my way of being appreciative that I'm here. There are plenty of people who don't get that opportunity. Okay. And so no matter what I'm going through, I know that I have another chance at it. Right. And so that in itself is a blessing. And that is what I celebrate in every morning when I wake up. You know, it's probably trauma. But one of the things about me is I hate when I'm around someone and they're constantly complaining or they're constantly living in a negative space because it interferes. And it's not that, I'm annoyed at them because they are being who they are. It's me learning to manage my own triggers, right? When other people live in negative spaces and they're constantly down and they're dragging and talking about their negative spaces on an ongoing basis, it's a trigger for me, right? It's a trigger because I'm learning how to manage my emotions, right? And how to balance those things out. And so sometimes I have to separate myself from a person that's always in a mode of despair, right? So that it doesn't bring me down in that same mode. It's not personal. And so this is why I've also learned to give people grace. When people get distant or get quiet or take their own headspace, other people might get offended because they're not reaching out, they're not socializing as much, but sometimes people need to step into themselves, right? And just take a moment and unpack some things, right? It's not personal to the next person. I mean, it is good for us to tell people that we care about and we love, that we just need some alone time so that they don't take it personal, but we're humans. Okay. And sometimes we forget to think about the other person and let them know that we just need some self-care. So that's kind of the mode that I've been in for the last month or so. I've been in a self care mode. And so people that I normally talk to on a regular basis, on a daily basis, I might not have been dealing with or talking to. And it's not personal. I still love y'all. Sometimes you have to take a moment and step into yourself and draw from your own energy. Right. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm stepping into myself and I'm drawing from my own energy to get me through what I need to get through over this next month or two. Okay. And so for those that have been reaching out to me, or those that might be wondering why I'm not reaching out to them, it's only because I'm stepping into my own self, drawing my own energy for what I need to conquer in the next month or two. All right. I still love y'all. All right. I will be back to my normal self after I finish fighting this battle. Like some battles you got to go into training for. And so I've just been mentally training for that. And it's been occupying a lot of my time, but I have not let it take me down into despair, right? It's like that message we read yesterday. You can feel bad, but you don't have to let that feeling, tear you down. You don't, right? Go through the emotions, go through it, but it doesn't have to be the thing to take you down. All right. And so I love y'all with love. This is where my energy has been. And so good morning. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. I know I come on any old hour. It's 9:00. My show is normally over by now, but I did not want to miss the day without reading the positive thought because, listen, these positive thoughts get me through. They get me thinking throughout the day. Sometimes they get me to journaling. And so a stimulation is just a reminder, these messages, that we are human and that there are things that we need to be working on. And so I'm just going to hop right in and read the positive thought for today, because today is April 30th. This is the last day in April. Today is the last day we are talking about acknowledgement, okay, as far as the daily inspirational message is concerned, because April is the month of acknowledgement. And it took us down a road of many things we need to acknowledge about ourselves. So hopefully we took in a lot of these messages. We noted some things for ourselves, and we are constantly working on those things within ourselves. All right. Well, today being April 30th, okay, they're talking about time, attention, and care. Good morning, Mike. Yes, Mayflowers are definitely coming. Yes, they are, Mike. Today, we're talking about time, attention, and care. That is the message for today, okay? April 30th, our last day in April and month of acknowledgement. I am willing to acknowledge there is a part of God in me that requires time, attention, and care. God uses ordinary people. He uses them not because they are special or because they have special abilities. He uses them because they are ordinary. It is only his power that can make the ordinary extraordinary. One of the ordinary things you can do that will have a God-centered extraordinary impact is to take care of yourself. I started out talking about that, right? Self-care. Self-care is an acknowledgement of God's divine presence in you. Spending time caring for your mind enables God's light, love, wisdom to shine through your thoughts. I'm going to hang here for a minute. Self-care is an acknowledgement of God's divine presence in you. See, this is what I was talking about before I read this. I said, in the last month or so, I have separated myself out and I have not been socializing as much as I normally socialize, but it's not personal, right? Sometimes we have to step into ourselves. Sometimes we have to draw from ourselves the energy within ourselves to get through our own trials and tribulations. And so that's where I've been. I've been in a mode of self-care. And in that mode, some of my friends and loved ones might feel a little bit neglected, but it's not on purpose. It's because I have stepped into the realm of self-care and I'm focusing on myself and I'm drawing from the energy within myself that I need to get through what I need to get through. Okay? When you make it a point to still your mind and your body, to care for your spirit, you open yourself up to receive the power of God's wisdom. Let me just rest here for a minute. When you make it a point to still your mind and your body, to care for your spirit, you open yourself up to receive the power of God's wisdom. Wow. I'm going to hang here for a minute because one of the things for me is that, and I talk about this on TikTok Live and I talked about it here too, is that when I wake up in the morning, right? Sometimes it's hard for me. This morning, it was hard for me. I kept hitting the snooze button, the snooze button, the snooze button. And, I kept saying to myself, Roy, you got to get up. You got to get up. I know it's another day. You got to get up, right? And so this said, when you make it a point to still your mind and your body to care for your spirit, this is what I do in the morning. I wake up in the morning and when I struggle, I still try to still my mind and my body and I get back in focus and I say, Roy, get up. All right. Focus on your mind and your physical needs. And I get up. And I thank God for being here another day. I thank him for my trials and tribulations and my blessings, right? And I thank him for the ability of the movement of my body. And then I get up and I ride that bike and I stretch and then I thank him again, right? That is nurturing my mind and my spirit. When you make it a point to still your mind and your body to care for your spirit, you open yourself to receive the power of God's wisdom, right? How you care for yourself. What is your self-care routine? The wisdom leads to righteousness, right thinking, right action, and right response in all aspects of your life. Caring for yourself demonstrates gratitude for God's presence in you. Caring for yourself. It says, caring for yourself demonstrates gratitude for God's presence in you. Caring for yourself. What does that look like in your life? Caring for yourself. Do you put yourself to the back burner and say, I will take care of my health, my needs later. Let me take care of this first? See, I used to be that person. I used to be that person to put myself on the back burner, but now I fight to keep myself on the front burner because it says caring for yourself demonstrates gratitude for God's presence in you. How gracious are you? There are people in the world who desperately need the presence of God's light. You are perfect. You are a perfect source through which that light can shine to them. Be an example to other people, right? People learn by example, and you are a living example. This is the thing we have to keep in mind. We are a living example, each and every one of us. Somebody is watching us. Somebody is looking up to us. Somebody is going to follow in our footsteps. What are you leading? What are you showing? How are you doing your self-care? It's the first step. People learn by example, and you are a living example. The world needs living proof that God, His Holy Spirit, and the light of His love are available to all. The better you feel, the better you look. The better you look, the more inspiration you offer. The more inspiration you offer, the more believable it becomes that there are benefits and rewards for caring for the God in you. How I navigate my life. Who in the world could not benefit from a little bit more wisdom? a touch of love, or a surge of power. All it takes is a little time, a little care, a few moments of silence and stillness each day. Do it for yourself. Good morning, Deb. Right? Let me read that again. Who in the world could not benefit from a little more wisdom, a touch of love, or a surge of power? All it takes is a little time, a little care. What is your self-care routine? All it takes is a little time and a little care. If you are not focusing on self-care and you are not giving yourself the time and the patience, what are you showing people that are watching you? People that are drawing inspiration from you, people that are drawing motivation from you? What are you showing? A few moments of silence and stillness each day. Do it for yourself. Do it for the world. If these reasons are not good enough, then do it for God. How many of you take time out to do self-care? I don't mean showering and washing your ass. That's self-care, but we must do that. I mean, we must do the other stuff too. But do you take time out for yourself to quiet your mind, to focus on your body, to sit in silence and be thankful and be grateful that you have been given another opportunity to get through another day? Until today, you may not have realized that self-care is God care. You see, when we are not taking care of ourselves, what is the message we are sending? What is it we are showing? Until today, you may not have realized that self-care is God care. Just for today, care for your mind, your body, and your spirit as acknowledgement of God in the service to the world. What does that mean to you? When someone says, care for your mind and your body and your spirit, what does that mean to you? What does it mean? Today, I am devoted to demonstrating my care for the part of God that I am. Right? Today, I am devoted to demonstrating my care for the part of the God that I am. Self-care is an acknowledgement of God's divine presence in you. That's what it says. That's what it says. Spending time caring for your mind enables God's light. Enable God's light. Sometimes so many of us are such in a hurry to wake up in the morning, jump in the shower, get dressed, and start our day at work. And we think, oh, this is what we got to do. And it becomes a routine. We jump up, jump in the shower, get dressed, go to work, jump up, jump in the shower, get dressed, go to work. And we're doing this mindlessly each day. No, you're not late. You're on time, Hillbilly. Each day we do this mindlessly, right? Never taking the time for self-care. Right? Because right away we're thinking, I got to go to work. I got to fix this problem. I got to pay my bills. I got to do this. But what about you? Where do you fit into all of that? I know some people would be like, well, self-care is going to work and making money so I can pay for a roof over my head. Yes. But what about that mind? What about your physical body? Right? You can get up and shower every day. You can get up and get dressed, and you can get up and go to work and pay your bills, but your mind could be fucked up and your body could be raggedy. This says self-care is an acknowledgement of God's divine presence in you. Spending time caring for your mind enables God's light. Love and wisdom shine through your thoughts. Good morning, Tamika. You are a perfect source through which the light can shine to them. What example are you showing to the next person? Yes, you live in nature, Hillbilly. That's your self-care. Right? Believe it or not, Hillbilly, when you sit in nature, you are quieting your mind. You are dealing, good morning, Sam. You are dealing with your physical. You are dealing with your mental in nature, hillbilly. Nature is one of those places that you can find peace. I know that's what I love about hiking. That's what I love about sitting in parks. Somebody on TikTok said to me when I said I was singing, the song, Take Me to the Park After Dark, whatever, right? I said, do people ask people out on dates like that anymore? And one guy was like, is going to the park enough for you? I said, it's absolutely enough for me. I love going to the park. I love laying on a blanket, listening to music, eating a fucking hero. I am not that complicated in the dating world. I really am not. I am very simple, right? The last thing on my plate, the last thing on my dating list is a big fancy dinner. I like big fancy dinners, but they're not the top of my list. They're not. Right? I like outdoor shit. I like to be out the fuck side. Right? Caring for yourself demonstrates gratitude of God's presence in you. So many people, they quick to preach the word, right? Quick to tell you about God. But then when you look at them, you go, where is your self-care? Where is your self-love? You out here preaching the word and talking about God loves you and loves me and loves this, but are you showing that as an example in your life based on the self-care you give yourself? It says here, you are a perfect source through which the light can shine to them. People learn by example. Are you an example for the next person? I mean, we're all examples, but what kind of example do you want to be? Right? The world needs living proof that God, his Holy Spirit, and the light of his love are available to all. Right? The better you feel, the better you look. The better you look, the more inspiration you offer. The more inspiration you offer, the more believable it becomes that there are benefits and rewards for caring for the God in you. And so this is one of the things that inspires me to get up and care for my mind and my body, right? Because if I'm not loving myself, how can I show love to somebody else? How can I be an example, an inspiration, a motivation to somebody else if I'm not caring for myself? I'm not perfect. No. Right? None of us are. Doing this isn't going to make you perfect, right? But it's going to keep you driving towards a self-love, right? That not only nurtures yourself, but also leads by example. It shows someone else what that self-love looks like. And hopefully they catch fire, they catch wind, right? Sometimes we don't need people running around as Bible thumpers, yelling and screaming the word from the Bible, right? We don't always need that. Sometimes you could be an example just living your life. Right? You could be an example just living your life. You don't have to read from Ephesians or, Psalms or Leviticus. You don't have to do that. Right? I knew a lot of people that threw the Bible words at me. And when I looked at them, I'm like, the fuck is wrong with your life? I remember, when I was active in the Seventh-day Adventist church, I was a whole mess. Right? When I was married at the time, my poor husband, he was like, oh my God. Because people would come up to me in the church and try to tell me what to do and what not to do. And I'd be like, worry about who your husband's sleeping with. Worry about this and worry about that. Yep, I would say it. And my husband would be like, oh my God. I mean, be an example. Don't come over here telling me what the freak to wear and what I should do and what I shouldn't do. And your husband is cheating and you know it and you still with him and you sitting up here in the pew telling other people what they should do. Lead your life by example, because I don't listen to the words coming out of your mouth. I also look at you. And so, no, I'm not one that goes around talking about the Bible. And I believe in God. I do. But I live my life as an example. And it's not always a good example. The fuck? But there's some positives in what I do. And I hope that people draw motivation and inspiration from that self-love that I try to give myself. Various ways to show love. And one is lead by example. Right? So when the next time you say to yourself, oh my God, I'm too busy to meditate. Oh my God, I'm too busy to pray. Oh my God, I'm too busy to exercise. Oh my God, I'm too busy to go to the spa. Oh my God, I'm too busy to lay down and take a nap. Think about self-care. Right? And think about how you're leading your life by example. What are you showing? Right? I'm still learning. Right? I'm still learning not to feel guilty about laying down and taking rest. That's self-care. See, I used to think being busy and constantly moving and achieving was self-care. That's not. I exhausted myself. I stressed myself the fuck out. I burnt myself out. And it left me feeling guilty when I wanted to rest. But what I've been learning over the last several years is that it's okay. Self-care is a part of loving yourself and a part of being godly. It is. That's the message for today. You know, I'm doing my best to live my life as an example. I got a lot of shit going on, and I still am able to wake up in the morning and stay true to myself, my mind, and my body. Right? And I'm learning to keep myself up front, to take care of myself first, even though that might disappoint some people. And that's okay. Right? Because this is the season where you find out that self-care, what the people in your life look like for real. Because if caring for myself leaves you to abandon me, then you were not meant to be in my life in the first place. All right. See, I allow people in my life to take time for self-care because it's important. Hillbilly, I placed myself on the back burner when I started taking care of my brother. That happens, Hillbilly. I've placed my life on the back burner for many, many years. First, it was, being a mom. I had no choice. I had to do that, right? Then it was being a grandmother, right? Then it was for friends. Then it was for work. It's always for fucking something, right? But no more. Now I put myself first. And in the process of that, some people are unhappy with that, but I don't care. Right? Because self-care gives me stability. It gives me a foundation. It gives me a footing. It gives me a home base, something I can tap into. And we need that. So I try not to put anybody in front of my self-care anymore. Hillbilly, and that just takes a little bit of work. Now you can work on putting yourself back. Okay, go back and hunt for some more mushrooms. Get back into nature. Focus on your mind. That's the message for today, y'all. I hope that this message resonates with you. Right? Because we get so busy in the world and we get so wrapped up that we forget about ourselves. And that's a Tuesday for your ass. The fuck? I'm just saying. But happy Tuesday, y'all. And that's Coffee with Friends. That's the message for today. Hopefully it resonated with you guys. I know I jumped on here late and I only spent a half an hour on here. But again, you know, my mornings get a little bit hectic. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I still tend to my mind and my body. Even if I shorten the time, for perfect example, this morning I woke up, I kept hitting the snooze button. I woke up late and I said to myself, oh my God, I still got to get on that bike. And I said, oh my God, what if I skip a day? And then I said, no, I can't skip a day. I had this whole conversation with myself. I said, if I skip a day, I'm still going to make time to do everything for everybody else. So why don't I just take time to do something for myself? And I said, okay, you're running late, so you can't do your whole 30-minute bike ride, but do a 20-minute bike ride, and then you could do your stretches. And so this was the conversation I had with myself, and I did it. And every time I talk myself into doing it, at the end of it, I feel so much better. Because what would I have done with that 20 minutes of time or that 30 minutes of time in total between riding the bike and stretching on the mat? I'd have just jumped on TikTok and talked shit. I did that at the same time. Good morning, Cheryl. Make yourself just as important as everything else you make. That's the message for today. All right. And you guys continue to move with love. Tomorrow starts May. And May, oh my God. Oh God, y'all. We're opening up another month. May is the month of acceptance. Okay. I can't wait to get into the month of acceptance. Okay. This gets into, opening your heart and accepting what's real. And we read it last year, and we're going to read it again this year. And some of y'all are going to remember these reads, right? Because I read them year after year after year because they never get old. It's a constant reminder in the work that we need to do, right? And so with that, y'all, I bid y'all a farewell and a happy Tuesday. And I'm going to send y'all out with some good vibes because, even when you feel low, you can still what? Because I got to work, y'all. You can still go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
And you can.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
And I don't. This is Coffee with Friends, and I am Roar to the Bone. Come back tomorrow, y'all. I think I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to stay home tomorrow. All right, get this message. Peace and love. Hustle hard. Hey.
I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.
What?
To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, on the highway, and in the driveway is a nice range. We survive through the climb, I invite.
Hey! Ooh, these hot flashes.
Just gotta pick the switch and you can go and obtain
Anything you want, anything you need.
Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief.
What?
They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy.
Even when you feel
low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
I never answer.
No, man, I still go.
And I told y'all,